What's going on? This is the big dog right here representing 2 minute warning. Hashtag that's caught it. I'm here to talk about the NFL draft. For you draft gurus out there, if you're interested in the NFL draft, the magazines, and reading about the players that are coming out in this year's draft, we all know there's Lindy Sports out there, there's Pro Football Talk, but 2 minute warning Sports came out with their own draft guide with the hashtag Des Quarter Edition. Okay, this magazine is great, especially if you're a big NFL draft fan. It talks about all 32 teams from last season, about their pros, their cons. It also talks about the players that are coming up in the NFL draft. It's a great magazine. If you go to 2mwsports.com and download it digital, it is free. I go through some of the pages we got over here. We have talk about Melvin Gordon. Okay, I'm talking about division like the NFC West right here. So this magazine is great. I was so excited. I had to print mine out at a Staples store. But for those of you who's comfortable reading it through your iPhone or your iPad, 2mwsports.com, you find the information there, and if you download it digital, it is free. Now let's talk about some of the stuff with the NFL draft. Of course, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Okay, with the recent news with Kevin Hardy, defensive lineman we just signed this year. Okay, he was convicted of assault on his girlfriend. It came down yesterday that he's suspended for 10 games. Now, here's the thing. Does he deserve the 10 games? I'll tell you this. I can't tell you a length, but I do believe he deserves to be suspended for some games. I don't believe in hitting women. But at the same time, when you're in a relationship, in an abusive relationship, especially when it's not always the man, it could be the woman herself. If she likes to put her hands on you, I think that's it. I think, especially when you are a high-profile person, you have to get out that relationship because you never know how the tables get turned or what happens. So, unfortunately, this happens to Kevin Hardy. Listen, he's suspended for 10 games. I believe they're going to appeal it. So, I would say maybe 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 games he'll probably be suspended by. But does this change the Dallas Cowboys draft plan? Now, I believe the Dallas Cowboys already knew that he will be suspended, and they've been prepared for this already. They have tons of needs, especially on defense. Whereas cornerbacks, in the secondary, is really the weak point. Orlando Scandrick, he is our best corner, which is, it won't be the greatest thing for him to be our best corner, especially when he's not even the top 10 in the NFL. But I believe that's the area you want to hit off. I like cornerbacks from Connecticut, like Byron Jones. I like Marcus Peters out of Washington. You have Kevin Johnson out of Wake Forest. Those are the cornerbacks I can see the Dallas Cowboys trying to draft. If they go to running back, we all lost to Mark Murray now. And I'll tell everybody this. I'm grateful for what DeMarcus Murray did for us last year, but he's not a special back. Him going to Philadelphia, listen, we'll see him week 2, but I don't think he's a big loss on the Cowboys there. I think I'm pretty sure Melvin Gordon and Todd Gurley won't be there, but there's a guy out of Indiana named Tevin Coleman who reminds me of DeMarco Murray in his running style. 6'1", about 210 pounds. The difference is that he has that breakaway speed. I mean, the guy had tons of carries for 65 yards with one rush. So that tells you about his burst and his vision. He's a guy I like. JRGG out of Boise State. He's another good running back where you probably can see him in the second and third round. If the Dallas Cowboys don't address the running back situation in the first 2 rounds. I also like Carlos Williams out of Florida State. Big running back, 6'1", 230 pounds. Big boy. So, there's a lot of value in the running back in this draft this year. I don't think they need to reach unless you can get a Todd Gurley. To me, he's a special back. You can compare him to Adrian Peterson a little bit of beast mode. He's just a phenomenal running back. But I doubt he will be there at the 27th pick unless the Cowboys have a plan to move up. Another position the Cowboys can also address is the linebackers. Okay, we have Sean Lee who was back, but Sean Lee is injury prone. The only difference is that he's not playing that middle linebacker anymore. He's playing the outside. Now with Sean Lee, okay, he has help from Rolando McClain, who is a big linebacker, about 6'5", 240 pounds. But at the same time, Rolando McClain was hurt a lot last year, coming in and out of games. But it was his first game after missing like 2 years from retirement. He's a good linebacker, but remember, it's only a 1-year contract. Then we got Hitchens, who was our rookie linebacker. He played every position, and to me, he was great last year, filling in for Sean Lee the whole season. At times, he had a feeling for Rolando McClain. At times, he had a feeling for Justin Durant. I think Anthony Hitchens will be a great linebacker. So I see a need, not so much of a need, but an area you can address right away with guys like Eric Kendricks out of UCLA, whose brother plays for Philadelphia Eagles, who might be a free agent or get traded because he didn't sign that contract yet. But Eric Kendricks is a good linebacker. Also, I like Denzel Perryman for Miami Hurricanes. People say that they remind him so much of Ray Lewis. Okay, you also have Paul Dawson from TCU, who's another good linebacker the Dallas Cowboys had coming in. So, and then you got Shaq Thompson. Now they say he's a tweener between linebacker and safety. Now, my question is where would you put him at? Would you put him at? Because if you put him at safety, we already have guys like Barry Church and J.J. Wilcox who play the same position. So if any, the only great thing about it is that in the box he can cover so much ground, and he has very good instinct to the ball. So that's something that we will see if he was to get drafted. Another position is the safety position. Safety is not really a big thing in this year's draft. Nobody really stands out. But I won't say that Wilcox and Church played horrible last year. I mean, they did what they can, what they were capable of doing. But Wilcox is a guy that he needs to get to that ball a little quicker. He's a good thumper, but you want somebody to have that instinct because turnovers could take over a whole lot during the game. It could change the deciding factor. So that's something the Cowboys will want. If you go to the flip side, on the offensive side, I would look at offensive tackle. Okay, the Dallas Cowboys has a great offensive line. Okay, tackle spot will be something to address because Doug Free was signed off I believe it was a 2-year deal, but like $5 million. But he's like about 31, 32. So you want to keep that line nice and young and fresh. I would go to guard. Ronald Levy is last year of his contract, but we all know about that knee with the regeneration, whatever you call it. It's like a lingering little problem here and there. So you can also address a guard position in case Levy doesn't make the roster next year. Wide receiver. Hey, listen. My boy Des Bryant. He is. If you can't say number one wide receiver in the league, I know I'm going to say he's the number one. But if you don't think he is definitely a top 2 or 3. There's no question about it. Now, Cowboys fans, listen, he ain't going nowhere. He's going to get re-signed. It's going to happen. That man is destined. If for some reason he was not signed, um, it's a problem. It's definitely be a problem. But I don't think Jerry Jones is that crazy to do that. Okay, but Terrence Williams, now he is a solid wide receiver. Okay, he's a solid wide receiver. Um, I don't think if guys like Dorian Beckham Jr. Drops that low in the draft, do you sign him? He's a 6'5", 225 freak of nature. Just imagine you putting him in the field with Des Bryant and Terrence Williams. It'd be crazy. But I don't really see unless I mean at the wide receiver position, you do need to address a return specialist because we did lose Dwayne Harris to the New York Giants. Um, so to me, that it's not the biggest position we need, but I can see it more like in the seventh round or somebody get undrafted for that position. Now, again, I already talked about the running back position. Listen, would should we trade a first round pick for Adrian Peterson? I mean, is he? Would Dallas Cowboys fans want that? Would I want that? I tell you this. To me, I don't see a big drop off from the first round to the second round. I think that that this year's draft is not so great. Where oh my God, you need a first round pick. I think the first and second round guys are kind of ready fairly pretty even. So I wouldn't mind dropping a first round pick for Adrian Peterson. I mean, we are getting one of the best backs in football and a Hall of Famer. Just imagine him in his offensive line and in that big Dallas Cowboy stadium. Who doesn't want that? Now, it comes in terms of money. I'm sure Adrian Peterson will take a nice pay cut, get paid by $8 million, something what DeMarco Murray is making with the Eagles. I think it will work out pretty well if he was to come. Now, as far as Morgan in the future, listen, I don't. My thing is this: if you trade for Adrian Peterson, okay, if it's a first round pick in the fourth, I'm not worrying about it. I think the Cowboys still could do good. But at the same time, do we need Adrian Peterson? I don't think we need him as well. I think Darren McFadden will be a solid running back for this team. People rate him for what he did with the Oakland Raiders. I mean, that's ridiculous. The Raiders have nothing to show for. This guy's talent was wasted playing for the Raiders. I mean, it's plain and simple. I mean, he has to feel like a little boy right now, just to be able to play for his favorite team growing up, and not only that, a better team, a playoff team. So I think Darren McFadden will have a solid year. I'm not gonna say he's gonna lead the league in rushing because I think this will be more of a running back by committee thing going on in Dallas. So um, I have to say the next position will be quarterback. Now, Tony Romo is 34, but he's not getting any younger. I think he has maybe two more good years left. Um, if I have to choose a quarterback in this year's draft, I want to go after Bryce Petty, quarterback out of Oregon. He has the mobility, he has the size, he has everything that you could build around for a quarterback position. Okay, of course. Listen, Jameis Winston was a four. Why would you not want to draft him? Which I doubt is going to happen. He's going in the top five, maybe, probably number one overall to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But then also you have Marcus Mariota, who Chip Kelly's in love with right now. You know he's going to do something this year's draft to try to get him. I don't buy one bit that he's going to let his quarterback just play for anybody else. He will have to. He's going to give up the house. He's going to. Listen, if you've seen all the moves he made in this offseason, you cannot be surprised at what he's going to do to get Mariota. Plain and simple. This guy will shock the world with every move he's made. He already made a couple with trading Kiko Alonso for LaShawn McCoy. Okay, he then signs DeMarco Murray after he say he wants to save money, but you sign Murray to the same amount of money. Okay, then on top of that, you sign Ryan Matthews. Then you're letting Macklin walk off to the Kansas City Chiefs. Then you sign Miles Austin. I mean, this team is completely changed, but we're gonna see. Another quarterback who the Cowboys have been working on privately has been Hundley from UCLA. He's another quarterback who about 6'4", can scramble. He can give you the throws. I mean, quarterback is not that rich in this year's draft, but I'm not comfortable with Brandon Whedon for what I saw last year. Even with one game, you can barely complete a pass, but I think that's a position that definitely needs to be addressed. Also, maybe they can wait for June 1st cuts to see what veteran quarterback gets cut out there that they could bring in and could be for the number 2 job. And I think any quarterback who is young or who is drafted this year will be a third string or a practice squad guy, somebody that can try to develop to see, when it's time for him to compete, he'll be compete when 21 was done with the Dallas Cowboys. But this is the one of the best times of the NFL when you're seeing your team just picking up new stars, future Hall of Famers, and things like that. And this is what it's about. And again, if you're a draft guru and you love talking about the draft and scouts and stuff like that, listen, this is the book. This is the book to get, man. This is the book to get. It will not do you any wrong, and it's free. Okay, you go to 2mwsports.com. You see all the information there. When this video is posted, the link will be in this video. All right? This is Big Dog. I'm out.